Nah, 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 nah. Hey, we back once again. It's the show. It's your boy KD-WiZ, and I'm with my co-host WavY.
WavY, what's good with y'all? What's happening? Y'all ready for this finals, man? What's happening?
Man, what's good? What's good, family? It's good to see you again.
You too, brother. Let's get it. Yeah.
But man, I can't lie. I'm excited for this finals
Oh yeah, man. I can't wait.
because this basketball, bruh, this is about to be some of the purest basketball we might see in a minute. I mean, the team from team camaraderie to the way they play and the coaching styles and the defensive presence.
The way they all got here,
Man, yes, the way they
couple
got
of
here,
years of work.
building through the draft. I kid you not, man. This is going to be some really good basketball, and I really do think I think it's going to go six
Yeah,
for
it's
sure.
gonna be a back and forth. It could be a one game at a time. It could be
Mm.
home court advantage. You win two, and then you win two. But it's gonna be a back and forth. And man, let's jump into it, bro.
Man, let's get into these starting lineups, man. For the OKC stars, we got SG at the one, Dort at the two, J Dub at the three, Chet at the four, and Harkenstein at the five. And with Indiana, we got Holly at the one, Andrew Nembhard at the two, Neesmith at the three, Pascal Siakam at the four, and Miles Turner at the five. These lineups is gonna be that's a pretty good starting
Yeah.
groups to go out there and especially for this finals and how they play basketball. One is really fast paced, and the other one is really methodical in how they and very surgical when they how to score the ball.
Yeah.
But these starting lineups, I think they might cancel a lot of each other out.
I think so.
I think for sure. I think with SGA and Holly, they gonna cancel each other somewhat out a little bit. But Dort and Nembhard, that could be a problem.
Yeah. And one thing I've been wanting to say about Dort is, man, he had to knock down threes in this
Yeah.
series because there was a couple of 5 point, 8 point games. I don't think that's gonna cut it.
Yeah, I definitely think he needs to. He will have to be asked to produce a little bit more on the offensive side. But I think on the defense side, him guarding Nembhard is a good matchup on that sense for him.
Yeah. He got a little bit of height advantage.
Yeah, but I think they may switch that though. I think Dort may guard Holly right out the gate,
Okay.
and I could see that happening, and then putting SGA on Nembhard because he's not that huge of an offensive threat. Granted, he
Yeah.
can shoot the ball, but I don't think that puts Shea in foul trouble or any risk of being in foul trouble like that.
Yeah. SGA is 6'6". Nemhard is a little bit shorter, so he's gonna have a really good height advantage, and he can get a bucket. So that's gonna be a good matchup for him to try to take advantage of.
Yeah. Now here's another dilemma in the starting lineups though.
What's
Neesmith.
that? How
Neesmith.
so?
His ankle. I don't know if is he gonna
Mm,
be able to play Thursday? I assume he's gonna play Thursday.
he
That's what I'm
played.
assuming.
He played well last game.
Yeah.
I don't know about on the defensive end, but hopefully he can knock down some threes.
He got in foul trouble early in the last
Yeah.
game when they played the Knicks. And SGA is known for drawing fouls easily. So that could be a situation where he may end up on the bench pretty early or pretty quick. Just because for one, if SGA catches him with one or two quick ones, do you just switch him off and have
Yeah.
somebody else guard him, or do you got to sub immediately? And I think that's gonna be a problem for Indiana for sure,
Mhm.
understanding that point of it. But as we've been harping on it since
Oh,
harping
are
on it
we
since the
here?
beginning, the Chet and
Yes.
Pascal,
Yeah.
man, I want to hear your thoughts on this one.
Man, honestly, I'm sitting here thinking about that. And do you think that Chet and Hartenstein are better than Cat?
Better than Cat
Yeah.
or anything? Yeah,
You think both of them better than Cat?
Cat is. I'm gonna be honest with you. Cat doesn't look the same as he did when he first started hooping in the league.
Yeah.
He's very reluctant on threes now, and
But on the offensive end, you think who you think is the best out of them three?
it will have to be Cat. Yes.
Chet and Holmgren ain't gonna do that to Indiana.
What
They
you
don't
mean?
have to worry about that mess no more. Them two together, they might put up what Cat was putting up. So I don't think that these centers are going to be that much of an issue. I don't.
I don't know about
I
that, bro.
don't.
I don't. I can't agree with that. I
I
can't. I
don't think
cannot
they're going to be.
agree.
I don't think they're going to be a big factor.
Why? Because for one, all right, Pascal Siakam did win the Larry Bird Eastern Conference Player. Yes, he was scoring 30. But before that series, before those two series, before that last series he played, he was not doing that great. I'm gonna be
Yeah.
completely honest with you.
I'm just not convinced on OKC's big man. I'm not.
Why? Because they're young.
No. I just feel like when I look at Cat and Robinson or Hartenstein and Chet, like they play two different styles of game, right?
Yeah.
Like Chet and Holmgren ain't gonna be down in the paint banging on pause, down in the paint like Cat was. These Holmgren is gonna be on the 3-point line a lot, and I think Hartenstein is gonna get a lot of like offensive rebounds. They're not gonna run plays for him. I just don't see them having a super big impact on the offensive end. They may play great defense, and that could be what wins them this series. But on the offensive end, I'm just not feeling so concerned. And like, who's OKC's backup big man?
Ooh.
Yeah, exactly. Don't even finish it, man. And I just think that Indiana might have a chance. Again, might have a chance if Thomas Bryant can step up. And Obi Toppin is 6'9". He's a big body. He can shoot the three. He can rebound well. Like, we're talking about what ifs. And so, yeah, if I'm thinking like the big man situation ain't going to be no big thing. It's going to be about the guards, SGA and Hallie. And the big man is just not going to be that important to me. Not from OKC this series. What's your thoughts?
See, I can't agree with that because the way Chet and Hartenstein play together, they're going to be the most threat out of everybody. Besides, Miles Turner can't rebound for real. I'm gonna be completely honest, and Hartenstein is a better rebounder for sure.
Yeah, we're going.
Miles Turner is a better shooter, but Hartenstein is better around the rim.
And that's another thing too. Like if they pull Hartenstein away from the rim, like you got Chet down there.
Yeah, so you're not getting away.
Yeah.
You're not getting away from nothing. And Chet's a better off-ball defender than anything.
Shit, they gotta pull Chet away and then get the slower feet with Hartenstein. See, that's the mismatch.
The only way I could see Pascal Siakam really just being effective in this whole series is if he's playing on that elbow on the high post.
And he have to make shots.
Oh, he definitely has to.
To make shots.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Without Pascal Siakam, this not gonna be close.
Mm-hmm.
if they ain't got him, he's not rolling.
But I don't want to discredit. Like I don't want to say that like ain't either of these teams like these guys have been doing this all year in all playoffs to get them here, right? So we have to assume that they're gonna continue that consistency. But it just comes out to the higher IQ and who wants it more at this point. We know what everybody's gonna do.
It's gonna come down to their principles for sure, and I believe OKC defensive principles and how they play is going to outlast that high pace offense.
We got that. That's cool. That's gonna be a big key factor. Can OKC's defense withhold, or can Indy's pace be too much? I can't wait. It's gonna be I think it's gonna be a fast paced game for 6 or 7 games, up and down. Pause.
Damn, this is more than we ever said. But nah, bro. But the high pace, I think, is going to wear itself out for Indiana playing against OKC.
I don't know.
I believe so, bro. They are now starting to shoot the ball a little bit better for sure. I give them that. That last game showed a lot of promise of them shooting the 3-ball better. But OKC runs people off the line so effectively and so effectively.
But these guys ain't one-dimensional. So if that's their game plan, I assume they're gonna pump fake and drive, and then they're gonna have a wide open layup. Well, not a wide open, a contested layup, or they're gonna have a 3 to kick it out to, or swing.
But this is the problem. Holly needs to initiate a lot of things.
Yeah.
And if they're picking him up, like I think they will gonna pick him up about three quarters court and really just walling him off like they were doing Anthony Edwards, how they were throwing multiple bodies at him and making him like not be able to turn the corner at all, or making it
Yeah.
extremely difficult to read the defensive guy that's coming at him. It's gonna be very hard for Indiana to get into certain sets or even be able to really move the ball very well.
But that's the difference between Ant and Hallie. Hallie's a pass first, and Ant is a shoot first. So his first reaction is to pull up on three instead of kick it out. I believe Hallie's gonna set up. If that's how they're gonna play, he's gonna bait them into that. You know, these guys are smart. Like, it's gonna come down to making shots.
If you were the Pacers coach, what things are you going to be harping on right now in order for game one?
Limit the offensive rebounds or second chance rebounds.
Okay.
If you're Indy, you have to limit those second chance points.
All right.
If you're Indy, you got to lead in fast break points. You got to lead in turnovers.
I'm not gonna lie. If I'm OKC, the three main things I am going to be harping on them is, for one, if I can slow the pace and control the game, that's more than half the battle right there.
I agree.
But you can slow the pace down and control the pace of the game. You're in a really good spot. Two, we cannot get early stupid fouls. That will take them out of it very quickly. And the third one is, we do not want to get into a shootout with them. Mind, we can shoot the ball somewhat pretty good, but a lot of OKC guys are not high efficient guys.
Yeah, they got to control the game. They got to control the pace.
They have to control the pace. If they do not control the pace, this is going to get ugly pretty fast. Just because the way Indiana plays so high tempo, SEA can score the ball and lay it up, and they'll throw the ball down to Pascal Siakam in a matter of seconds, and he'll score the ball.
Yeah,
you see, like that can be a huge problem. That can be detrimental, and that's aggravating.
But I think they both average about the same amount of fouls. It's about 11 fouls a game or so, both teams. So it's gonna even out.
But I think another problem is for Naismith and Nembhard. Y'all ain't got enough bodies for SGA. I'm gonna be completely honest. Because if he gets the whistle like he's been getting all playoff season, you're gonna have guys sitting on the bench a lot.
Yeah.
A lot. I think he's gonna take at least 14 free throws this first finals.
I say with a player like that, like a third of his points come off the free throw line. Like, don't give him that. Make him make a contested shot. You know,
it's hard to say that though, because
I know
he's shooting 14. He's shooting at least 10 a night.
Stay in front of him, double him when you can. Make him kick it to somebody else, and just move your feet and stay in front of him, hands up. Don't try to, because I hate it, man. A lot of guys try to go for a steal. Man, let the guy get to the rim. Let him pump fake a couple times and jump with him. If he make it, hats off to him, and you try to stop him next time.
See, everybody
guys get
disciplined though.
I know, but guys get wrapped up too in one moment, you know. Yeah. So let's jump to the next thing, because this is just talking about the first topic, right? You want to jump into the second topic, key matchups?
Yeah, we can. So for the first, I think the main key matchup, I think that everybody already knows, we kind of expected, it's going to be Holly and SGA.
Okay.
Who's going to be able to produce more and be able to contribute better?
Pick. Yeah.
That's what you think?
Yeah, that was exactly my pick, because you had a couple of them, and that was my exact, like, I only had one, and that was my pick, because, you know, like I said, I think the centers, power forward is going to even out. Bench is going to even out. Okay. The guards are going, you know, it's going to be hit or miss. Guys on the road, you know, like, are they going to play well? Like, we got a lot of questions there, but the key matchup is going to be SGA and Hallie. Okay. SGA, we know he's going to put up 30, but for Hallie, he has to match that, and he's capable. He's definitely with the mindset of pass first.
You
And
think
being
he
a
gonna
team
match
player.
30 every night with SGA?
I didn't say I think he's going to. I said I think that he has to if they're gonna win. He has, and maybe not 30, 25. He can't put up 10,
Bro, that's asking a
15. Hey, does
that's
he want to
asking
be
a
a
lot.
champion? Do he want to be a champion?
A champion.
He have to do it, man. What you gonna expect Matherin? You gonna expect Nemhard? You gonna expect Turner to put up 20 and 30 a game? No.
That's
You're
how
a
they've been playing
star.
this whole season in the whole
Yeah.
playoffs.
I mean, it could be somebody, a different person's night every night. It could work like that. But I just think that he has to match that because we know what we're gonna get out of SGA.
I don't know if he necessarily needs to match it. I think he has to be very effective. And what I mean by that is he has to be involved in a lot of like pick and roll actions or just getting the ball into the right people's hands to hit shots. Guys got to hit shots for them regardless. They have to.
Yeah.
But I think if he's racking up the assists in a high number, like he's shown before he can do, now we're talking something different. Now the points are evening out. It may not be just coming strictly from him scoring the ball, but it's coming from like multiple people.
Yeah.
And him getting people involved. But that's gonna be hard to match SGA's production, though. It really is.
Yeah, it is.
Because once he gets going, man, it's hard to stop. And the guy is so you can't speed him up.
Yeah, he's comfortable.
He's like in that realm of where like Luka and Kawhi Leonard, they all got their own pace and style to it so much where you can't speed them up. I mean, you can try to slow him down, but that ain't gonna help you too much.
Yeah.
Because he really is in that realm where, all right, if he scores 30, he scores 30. That's what you expect from him. But he's scoring 30 and he got like 10 assists or got 12 assists.
Yeah.
Now we in some trouble.
That means that he got buckets and his teammates got buckets. That's how it get going.
Yeah, now we in some serious trouble. But I believe SGA he's going to make a living hell for Naismith and whoever's guarding him.
Yeah.
Like having to stay in front of him is going to be ridiculous.
I can't wait to see the battle because I want to say Matherin too. Like he's a dog, man. He's a dog. I hope he keep his head. He don't get kicked out no more games. But he's a dog, and I want to see that matchup.
I don't like that fake tough guy. I don't.
You think so?
Bruh, he gives it off so much. I really believe he is that like that fake tough guy.
I never
going back to the Cleveland thing. We messing with Hunter, and Hunter had to check him real quick. But yeah, no, he does.
I forgot.
He does little things, little antics to get under people's skins in mind. He's very good at it.
Hold on, he played for the Pacers?
Who?
Matherin. He been talking to make him dance, Lance.
Man,
this Lance 2.0.
I hope not. I hope not. I really hope not. I really don't. But they gonna have their hands full. But I think an underrated key matchup is going to be J-Dub and Naismith, though.
Okay.
We know J-Dub is going to have to score the ball. We don't know how Indy is going to play him on defense. Yeah. I don't believe they're going to play like Minnesota did against them and let him shoot the three ball. Because as you've seen, once he gets rolling,
he can knock it down.
He can knock it down.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. If he can get it going, that's going to be trouble. If him and SGA get it going, that's going to be trouble.
I believe what you have to do, you got to make him play the in-between game. You got to make him make decisions with the ball in his hands. That we have not seen too often or seen him do too well.
So how you do that? Double him? Trap him?
Not even trap him. We got to run him off the three-point line, but we also got to throw that second body
rotation
and make him make the right decision in the passing.
Yeah,
that is something we haven't seen him do too well.
And if he gets in the paint, then he's got to kick it out to a corner or he's got to kick it up, prior to the key. And that's you don't do that against Indy.
But this is the thing. They can make sound mistakes sometimes like that, and then you have Chet and Hartenstein to clean up like horrible plays with missed shots or
Well, that's
like
where them offensive rebounds come in, right?
yeah,
Them
that's what
second chance
yeah,
points.
second
So
chance points, yeah, for sure.
yeah,
And I think with Neesmith, he has because I think he's going to be tasked with guarding them both at some points in times of the games. I do believe Neesmith is going to start on SGA just because he's a bigger body and he kind of matches up a little bit more better for sure.
yeah.
And I think there, if he starts getting in foul trouble, this is the point where Rick is going to have to make a decision whether he starts if Neesmith picks up 2 quick ones. Do you leave him in and just move him over to J-Dub and have him take chances there? Or do you pull him until like certain parts of the second quarter where you can bring him back in? And I think that's going to come down to a coach's decision on that part of it all. But if I'm Indy, I honestly, I think I might leave him in and have him guard J-Dub.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's gonna be really interesting. They have a lot of cross matchups.
Yeah.
Like it's like I don't know. Like usually, maybe on some teams, it's like 1 or 2 guys, right? That's gonna take advantage of and kind of control that series. But in this series, you got point guard play, you got guard play. Every position is like a toss up. There's no clear cut winner, right? It's kind of crazy.
I believe, bro, when it comes to all this being said for them, I do. That's just one matchup. I believe that's going to be a tell of its own story. The biggest one by far, and I think the most important matchup is going to be Hartenstein and Miles Turner.
Yeah,
easily. Just because it's 2 different styles of basketball. OKC plays a traditional kind of older style, too big lineup style. Mine, Hartenstein doesn't shoot the ball well.
Hartenstein under the basket.
Hartenstein underneath the basket for sure. And he has that little floater shot he does.
Cross the lane.
Chet's a traditional like pick and pop guy. He's not really taking too many guys off the dribble unless it's somebody slow footed.
Yeah.
And Pascal's faster than him for sure.
Okay.
And has better footwork. So we may not see him take him off the ball too many times or try to attempt that as many times. So the way they're going to make it work is they're going to play that big to big action a lot, whether it is sending up screen for one another and rolling off of that, or we're playing that rough screen with SGA and having them double screens and then rotating off of that. It's going to be interesting to see because Hartenstein has to be on the floor in order for them to be more effective in this game.
Yeah, you don't think they can do it with just Chet out there playing the 5?
I'm not gonna say I don't think they can't, but it's gonna be very difficult for them to do that way.
Yeah, because Pascal, I don't know who. Yeah, Pascal's gonna take advantage of that.
Yeah,
whoever that 4 is, probably be Jalen Williams, right? They say he would play the 5 this series.
Yeah, if J-Dub ends up playing the 5 at some point, I'm gonna be honest, I don't like that. I don't think that's smart.
Mm-hmm.
Especially now, like, granted, they have done it parts of the year already where they have ran J-Dub at the 5 and they have won games that way, but that's the regular season.
Yeah.
This is like this
they game planning now, so they ain't
So they're gonna be prepared for that a little bit. They may see a little bit of small ball action like that as well. But Hartenstein has to be on the floor and he has to make it difficult for Miles Turner.
Yeah.
And he has to contest Miles Turner's 3-point shot.
And if Miles Turner, he's done it a couple games last series and the series before. Like if he can catch fire, like
that, he can be an X factor.
If he can catch fire, that'll put that'll get him a quick 9-point boost because he make him in a row.
Yeah,
a big old rainbow.
I believe if Miles Turner, if he can make Miles Turner less effective as possible in this matchup, OKC has a really great chance of winning this.
Yeah, a big thing we got to watch both teams all game, every quarter, is how are they calling the fouls? Because that's going to dictate a lot of the game.
Yeah,
that's going to dictate a lot of the game. It's going to vary from game to game, from point guards to centers. Like, it's going to be really interesting to see if they let them play physical or not. It's the last game.
I don't think they are. I think they're gonna give SGA a lot of calls. I
Man,
really
I
do
hope
believe
not.
so. And I think that's gonna be shown in the first. They're gonna try to make that a precedent in the first 5 minutes of the game.
Yeah.
Either we gonna see, all right, they finna let them play, or damn, they finna be calling a lot of tic tac tight calls.
I hope they let him play. I mean, all the fans want to see him play. Let him play.
I think it'd
Not,
be
not
better.
not too physical, not too
Yeah,
physical, but yeah, come on, we hooping. Let's play.
I hope for the fans' sake they let them play and like let the game get physical, but also understanding that good balance of
And
like,
they
all
gotta
right,
control it when they gotta control it.
control it when they got to control it, for sure, for sure. Man, besides the starters and the key matchup players and like who I felt like was key matchup and you felt was key matchup, at the end of the day, it's gonna come down to the bench production
Mm,
and like defensive principles.
yeah.
I already know Indy's bench production has been very, very good. I'm not knocking that at all. But OKC has such a deep roster. It's gonna be difficult.
But you know what I noticed about their bench?
What?
They're not a bunch of tall guys.
They're not. They're
And
not at all.
and like if Indiana could find a way to take advantage of that,
Hmm.
we're talking about ifs, you know. If they could take advantage of that, like it's gonna be trouble for OKC bench. I don't believe that their bench is gonna be enough.
See, with the depth that they have, man, it's hard to say because they can really like throw a whole different lineup out there and like change how everything they want to do it.
Yeah.
Because think about this:
They
they
can
got
really keep
Casey
SGA
Wallace,
out there. Yeah.
and then they got Alex Caruso for the second part of it. Isaiah Joe, Aaron Wiggins, and Jalen Williams. Mind, that's just like the second lineup they could throw out there completely.
Yeah, but they can interchange them
Oh yeah,
with the
for
starting.
sure,
Yeah.
for sure. Like I think, what I believe Isaiah Joe's gonna play a little bit more this series than he did last series. He's a spot up shooter more than anything, very efficient 3-point shooter.
Mm,
Um, but I think he plays more in this game because I think he's gonna get more looks, just because how the pace of the game may be played at certain points. And I think OKC they may fall into that little bait trap of them trying to score basket for basket, basket for
yeah.
basket. And he fits into that style where he may be able
In
to help keep,
transition.
yeah, he may be able to help keep things afloat. But you can't lie, that boy Caruso gonna be ready to go.
You know, I've been thinking, and I don't know that Caruso is gonna do what he do. I was a
Why?
big fan of him when he was on the Lakers before he was the GOAT Caruso. I'm not saying like I'm not taking nothing away from him. I don't know that he's gonna do it against the Pacers. Um, he's an effort guy. He's not like a physically. Um, he's not outdoing anybody physically. He's not the biggest guy. I just don't think that it's gonna work with the Pacers. The Pacers
we
are some dogs, man.
we talking about the same guy that was guarding 1 through 5. He's same series. The guy who guarded
What team was
Jokic.
that?
He guarded Jokic.
Yeah.
And Jokic is the considered the best player in the league.
I think Jokic settled.
That's
Because if
another
you
debate
really
for a
like
different
that,
day.
if you really
That's
like that, you don't never let no little
that's a
guy do
that's
that.
a debate for a different day.
I think Jokic wanted to go kick it with Malone.
But no, I think Alex Caruso will be that spark plug they need off the bench. Him and I always mess this boy's name up. Casey Wallace.
Casey Wallace.
Yes, I think both of them two are going to be spark plugs off the bench for them going forward to really help out when SGA, because SGA is going to come out at some point. I believe he comes out towards like the end of that first quarter. It's just like the first 5 or 6 minutes of the second quarter, really, and plays it
Yeah.
back in again. I think that's where Caruso and J-Dub are going to be able to come in and like produce for that part. It's just going to be about, can they not fall into the Indies trap?
Yeah.
That high pace intensity basketball.
We know it's coming, so
Look, as much as you want to prepare for it, that is control chaos, the way they play.
hey, I'm giving Hattie the nickname now officially. You heard it here first. Nobody else in the world have ever said this. Hallie name is 2K. His nickname is 2K. Official.
Nah,
Official.
I ain't calling him that.
Official. All right, you gonna be calling him that in a couple weeks when he holding that trophy.
Nah,
2K. That boy is 2K.
yeah, you can pack that dream up, buddy. They not holding that trophy. They got that 6 man and they playing there in OKC first.
Yeah.
In that atmosphere, yeah, they not ready for nothing like that.
Yeah,
Granted, they played at OKC a couple times already, but they have never seen anything like that atmosphere.
Yeah,
I know for a fact they have.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it. And you know they're probably gonna have all the white shirts on the chairs when they walk in, so it's gonna be they're gonna be blind. They're gonna be
ain't nobody sitting down till that basket gets scored.
They just stand up the whole game, man.
Yeah.
Stand up the whole game.
I wouldn't be mad at it.
Yeah.
I'd be pissed if I paid for seats there.
Okay, never mind. Let me be quiet.
I wouldn't be mad at it though. But that is something I definitely want to see come into fruition. But yeah, when the finals do conclude and the dust settles and everything, if OKC wins, what does that do for SGA's? You feel this for SGA's, not only for that for Oklahoma City Thunder's organization, but what do you think that does for his legacy going forward?
Oh man, he did it the right way. He got traded. He came in. He put in the work. He got better. I mean, it speaks a lot about him. This wasn't no big three formation, nothing like that. It's gonna speak wonders about him. The way he's uplifted his team and it's just gonna speak volumes. And I think it's gonna put him on a pedestal. We're talking about who's the face of the NBA. I don't necessarily think it's gonna be Ant or Tatum. It's gonna be something like this, something organic,
Yeah.
And I think he could be that.
I don't know if he's going to be the face, but I do believe this: if SGA wins the NBA Finals, he goes down as the best Oklahoma City Thunder. Period.
Yes,
and that's over. I believe he beats out Russ. He beats out KD, Harden. He beats out all of them. I mainly think he really just beats out Russ. Russ is the only contender right now.
Yeah, because he has such a long career there.
Yeah, and right now SGA is in the same spot that Russ, Harden, and KD were at when they played LeBron when he was in Miami, and they made it to the NBA Finals. And granted, they did lose that Finals, but SGA has a really good chance of winning this one.
Yeah,
I think that submits him as the best Oklahoma City Thunder going forward. If he wins,
I would agree.
And I think for him going forward, his legacy going forward, to win so early and to win in a way of team-oriented basketball, not just relying on a three superstars, top-end heavy guys, and then having to figure out other ways to piece in pieces other guys into the rotation, or having to do last-minute trades, really being able to build it through the draft.
Yeah.
And being home, even though he's not homegrown from Oklahoma City Thunder, but he got traded to OKC.
Yeah.
You couldn't tell the difference. You would not be able to tell the difference for him. And I think that's going to say so much more for the league going forward and how basketball is going to change.
Yeah, organizations are going to have to really dig deep and rethink about how they're doing stuff.
I think that goes for Holly too as well, because I think same question I'm opposed for Holly as well.
I feel the same way about both these guys. Yeah.
And I think for Holly, he's going to change the way people look at basketball again too. Not necessarily for the way he plays, but the way the team was put together, the way they're coached, and the way he plays. He is the star guy. You would never consider Holly to be the main. You really think he'd be the main go-to guy.
Yeah.
But that's completely different.
But if you watch the game, you wouldn't be able to tell that. If you just looked at the game, you wouldn't tell.
Yeah, he definitely is one of those guys where he's gonna affect the game in so many different ways that if he's not scoring at a high rate, you better be looking at the assists. You better be looking at the turnovers he can help force. And I think that's gonna change basketball again. I think we are completely fading away from the big three mantras or the big two, whatever you want to call it. I think we're really getting back to that.
And even getting away from that running to the 3-point line. I think we're getting away from that a little bit.
I believe so too. That I think we're really getting to that. All right, who is our main guy? How do we find good pieces to plug and piece around him? And if we find a good second guy behind that, kudos to that. I mean, that we just grown. I think with the NBA getting so much younger now, we're seeing a different style. It's no longer we have a ton of vets in the league.
Yeah.
To where they can like pass down a lot of like knowledge and game. All these guys are coming in on the women on the fly.
Yeah. Very inexperienced, very fresh.
Unexperienced and mine now they're starting to get paid in college. So a lot of these guys are gonna be plug and play guys more than anything. They're gonna sit in college for a little bit longer. Granted, they're older, but they'll be ready to go.
Yeah.
They're gonna be more plug and play guys than anything. And I think that benefits a lot of teams who need people like that. But it's not gonna be the best thing like to build your franchise around.
Right.
You need a start. You need a good corner piece. You need a good start piece, and you build off of that. And I think the way the league is shifting now, we're starting to see that. Because look at Orlando Magic is a great example. Pablo, and then they got the Wagner twins over there, and then like they're starting to add, and they got Jalen Suggs.
I was gonna say,
yeah. And now they got pieces around that. Granted, they didn't make it because of injuries and things along that sorts and like matchups. That happens. It's part of the game.
Yep.
But they are starting. You can see them, like you can see like the change, them coming over the hill. They get into that peak, and they
kind
see
of like
how
we look at Detroit right now. Like the Magic on
Detroit's another good one.
Yeah,
Detroit's another really good one. And they're finally getting the right pieces. I think they were missing that certain coaching style from them too, though. I think that helped them a lot. The certain coaching style they needed,
that's
weren't
true.
being provided in the beginning. But I think once they got it and they figure out their style of basketball and how they play, like Cade Cunningham, I guarantee it, in the next 5 or 6 years, he's gonna be that dude.
I really like him.
I think he's really gonna be that dude.
Yeah, I really like him.
But basketball's changed, like we've been harping on. Basketball's changing so much now. It's getting to a point where you don't need a big three anymore.
Yeah,
you need a really solid team. Like you need a really solid team.
Yeah, two or three good guys ain't gonna cut it no more.
Yeah,
you need like 6 or 7 good guys on your team. And guys that on any other team,
guys.
Look, guys that on other teams could be the star, but they put the ego to the side and they play the role that a team needs them to be part of something bigger.
Yeah,
Iguodala example.
Yeah,
look at what's his name, Gordon from Denver. He could have been the man. He could have been some guy, a cornerstone, like you say, but he went and joined forces in Denver and played his role.
Man, I definitely believe that with the way it's shifting and way it's going, Boston may have been the last time we seen something like a big 4 or 5, not even a big market, but a big 3 or 4 certified guys.
Yeah, big name guys
where
Drew Holiday, Tatum, Brown.
I think that's the last time
White,
we really see something like that kind of make its way through. Because they're gonna have to blow up that team regardless. They're not all staying.
Porzingis.
Yeah. That's why I said this all season gonna be crazy. And it's gonna be crazy, but it's also gonna be eye-opening for a lot of organizations and a lot of guys coming into the league. I think we're at such a vulnerable state in the NBA where they need new stars and faces, but they also need good production on the floor.
Yeah, because for a while they was drafting guys that was not materializing.
It wasn't equating to nothing they were getting.
Yeah.
And now the way it's becoming more of a seem like OKC and Pacers got that college feel team to them, like the
They really
college
do,
stuff.
huh?
Like they genuinely really like each other. Granted, that's not gonna happen in every team. We gonna have you guys, as you know, you gonna run across some people who be like, bruh, I can work with you, but I just can't. I can't hang with you for real.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's gonna work for some. That's gonna work for some teams. But I do believe basketball is switching to where a lot of guys they can be really good friends with each other,
Yeah.
and still compete at a high level.
Yeah.
It's no longer we're not seeing nobody, no more Kobe's or Jordans or anything like that. That style of like true killer like that, we may not see anymore.
And I don't think like it's not going to be accepted in today's game, not by us, but more so like the league. The league ain't going to allow that.
And I love Kobe's game, and I love Jordan and all them, like all how they like their mentality for the game and how they approached it and all that stuff, and how they like will create. Like Jordan used to create up things in his head.
But you know what? Yeah, these two guys that you talking about, nobody could tell them otherwise. So until there's a guy that comes up, like a young man, we thought it was gonna be Ant, but until
I still believe it is him.
Yeah, nah, I mean,
really?
Yeah, he got too much going on outside the ball, but that's for another conversation.
I think once he
got too many distractions.
Once he truly matures and understands, just referring back to what we talked about last week, I think once he matures and realizes like I gotta be more mentally strong up here and look at the game a little bit different, I think everything else is gonna click and fall into place for him.
Yeah,
he got the swag, he got the charisma, he got a great shoe. Like,
come on.
Hey, look, no, that's part of it though. You believe it or not, that's part of it. That is part of it, I believe, and it's gonna play in his favor for sure. I really do. But man,
close it out. Predictions.
OKC wins by 6. Game 1. 120. I would say 128 to 118.
Okay. I think it's gonna be a low scoring game.
That's a 10-game game. My fault.
I think it's gonna be a low scoring game. I think it'll be like 100, 105. But I ain't gonna put a number on it. But I think Indy win. I think Indy wins the first game. I think they steal it.
I
think they come out with their suits on, with their John Wick suits on. I think they steal it.
Man, Hallie out of pocket for wearing a short suit. He out of pocket for that. I don't care what nobody say, man. You make too much money to be wearing a short suit. You do. But man, that wraps up another great episode of the show. Once again, it's your boy WavY DA-WiZ. I'm here with my boy WavY. And we'll catch y'all next time.
See ya. Shit, you gotta go or you wanna?